Again, an impossible number at the time, but what this update also pushed was the boundary of what is considered to be a whale. 5,000 resonance was now much more achievable for a lot less money.
So of course, right? Because you want to keep the whales, you want to keep them going. Because if they run out of things to spend money on, they might go play another game because they're losing the dopamine out of spending money on this game. Oh my God. I love how people are crying about video games being $80 when this bullshit exists from one of the biggest gaming companies. Oh no, I mean, I remember this game was so bad when it came out. It was awful. People were furious about it.
This update was more around 6,000 to 7,000 resonance. And I don't know how much this would have cost at the time, but nowadays you can reach 6,000 resonance for close to $10,000.
That's it.
We're still pretty far off of the 13,000.
It's only $10,000.
2024 I mentioned. This is where the wing resonance comes into play.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's all.
Adding gems inside of your wings. And the bigger your wings are, the more gems.
Wait, so you can... what I don't understand, genuinely, I don't understand why a person plays this when you could go and play
30 seconds before you
Elden Ring,
Get ready.
or Path of Exile 2, or Diablo 4 even.
Oh, look at
Fuck,
you. You're
Diablo
so
3.
cute. It's nice to finally
I
team
don't
up with
understand
somebody
this.
just like me.
Why would you do
You have a
this?
fully
It doesn't make any
recognized spider robot
sense.
as well? Oh no, but I do
You can
have
add
an
in
army of
there.
squirrels.
How is
You
this not
guessed it,
illegal? It
with the
shouldn't be
addition
illegal.
of
It's just
wing
stupid.
I suppose we'll
The
find
cutoff
out
of
soon
who is a
enough.
whale was again pushed back even
Battle
farther.
starts in
Nowadays,
5.
wing resonance
Resplendent
unlocks at
rings.
6,000
Three,
resonance. So to
2,
be considered a whale, you have to be closer to 9,000 resonance. That's right, we've officially surpassed the original maximum.
9,000.
9,000 resonance you can apply to the official whale Discord. And then once you're in there, you'll...
Wait, there's a...
realize you would spend another $20,000 just to hang with the big dogs. So, getting your account in 2,000 residents, it's gonna run you about 30,000 US dollars. And that's just for the legendary.
$30,000.
In an ideal condition if you're able to just go and buy all of this within a few days, if not a week. But that's only
Oh
one
my God.
part of it. If you remember earlier, I mentioned
$30,000.
there are also normal gems. And well, there are 20 normal gem slots. And in order to hang with the rest of the whales, you need to get your normal gems ranked up too.
So, let me guess. You have to buy platinum. You have to probably buy orbs, convert it to platinum, and then use the platinum conversion on the auction house to use it to gold, to turn it into gold, and then use the gold to buy the gems. Like, I almost guarantee you that's what this is.
Rank 8 would be the bare minimum.
Let's see if I'm right.
Rank 9 makes you a contender. And rank 10, while mostly unachievable, is what will give you the edge on the competition. Luckily, out of all the gem slots, you don't really need to worry about the red ones, so you can just save yourself a little bit of money there and upgrade your blue and yellow gems.
Sure.
But of course, everybody's doing this, so the blue and yellow gems are more expensive. And this is going to run you about $17,000 just to get them to rank 9. And not only is it going to cost you so much, you're also going to be spending hours just staring at the market, hoping that someone has posted more gems, because, as I've mentioned previously, each rank 9 gem requires 6,500. So this brings your minimum cost of becoming a whale to a whopping $47,000.
I don't think that's the welcoming committee.
Oh. God, bro. And the video, it's not even over yet. And also, keep in mind, he's talking about rank 9. It goes up to 10.
And this just barely gets you into the whale pit.
What?
You're also getting a great pet, and I hope you've been leveling up your sanctum every day.
Wait, a pet? Wait, this costs, how much is this? 1.9 million platinum?
I'm opening a portal.
What the fuck?
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
which the Sanctum is just a daily thing. You go inside this area, you open some chests, get some of these gemstones, upgrade some more gems that give you some different stats. It all adds up in the end, but it's locked to once a day. So if you haven't been playing for that long, your Sanctum is going to be very, very underleveled.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
these two things are going to run you an extra $1,000 to $5,000, just depending on how long you've been playing.
That's not so bad.
So it's safe to say that 9,000
It's only $5,000. Yeah.
players are spending somewhere around $50,000.
$50,000. Okay.
And you might be wondering, oh, there's not that many people who are at 9,000 residents.
Surely.
These types of accounts are incredibly common. You'll see them everywhere, but they pale in comparison to the real ones. Those who have made it.
You know what this reminds me of? Have you guys ever seen those like size comparison charts where it's like showing the size of different planets and it shows the sun and then it's like some other random sun that's like fucking like 5,000 times larger than the sun, and then there's like that sun that gets minimized, and then there's like another sun that's like 10,000 times bigger than that sun, and then there's another planet that's like fucking 50 times bigger than that one, and it's like, oh my fucking god. Like I actually feel like that's what's happening as I'm playing through this video.
Game cap.
This is nuts.
24 residents. Players haven't
13,000.
actually been up.
So this is the highest number that you can get.
Resonance for that long. It has been less than half a year since we've seen the first accounts at all ever maxed out. I'm not sure how China's going, since they essentially have their own game over there. But reaching 13,000 residents is no small feat.
I bet.
Absolute minimum requirements are 40 max rank, 5 out of 5 quality legendary gems, 24 rank 10 2-star gems, and this alone is over $220,000 in ideal condition.
Oh my god. $220,000.
Legendary gems. And that's having max rank gems equipped. Then you put max rank gems inside
What
of
are
your
ideal conditions?
and
Good
then you have
RNG.
max rank gems inside of your wings. And let's not forget about the normal gems, because these players who are maxing out their resonance are also the types to have rank 10 normal gems. Again,
Wait, so look at this guy. He's got, yes, all of these are all rank 10.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
20,000.
Every single one is rank 10.
Warlock is a curious name
So these guys
for
are going to
one
get
with no
all 20
arcane
normal gems to
powers.
max rank.
I didn't
Because
choose it.
you can't be
No
walking
one
around with
chooses their
some
birth
little
name.
rank 7 and
After
rank
You
that,
gotta let him know.
call yourself
Yeah.
what you like.
Yeah, you let him know.
9 and 10, if not all 10. So for the cheaper red gems, each rank 10 is going to cost you about $1,000. And then for the yellow gems, you're going to be spending about $1,500 per slot. And then for the more expensive blue gems, specifically the sapphires, they're going to be about $3,500 per gem.
Shame that these beings have not yet evolved beyond such petty
$3,500 for a
squabbles.
gem.
So in total, that's an additional $41,000 on normal gems alone. And you're also going to be spending hours, if not days, just staring at the market, sourcing the almost 400,000 hits needed to rank these up. But that's not all. These whales have their gems maxed out, so why not max out their familiars as well? The best familiars or pets are going for millions of platinum, and the ones you'll see these guys wearing are going to cost around $1,000 US.
The crazy thing is $1,000 doesn't even sound like it's that much anymore. It's like, yeah, 1,000. Okay, it's $1,000. Yeah, sure. What's another? Yeah, what's another $1,000?
And I can tell you with certainty that they will have multiple pets of this sort. And I mentioned the Sanctum earlier in this video. Well, the account we're looking at now has his completely maxed out.
Oh
It's hard
my
to say
god.
exactly how much this would cost because I'm unsure of how many days you need to open all these chests. You have to do this every single day.
Wait, so let me guess. You have to buy these keys. Is that accurate?
This will run you somewhere around $15,000. So now that brings our grand total.
Whoa! 15,000 just to buy keys to open boxes every day?
To max your account like these Eagle Whales to $281,000. And this is assuming that you're able to straight up buy everything from the market, which in the short term is not really achievable. Because if you remember,
And so it goes up every time. So you have to spend more money in order to buy it with more of the gems. So if you want to max out, like, because you see it goes up, like if you look right there, let me see if I can just show it. It's 18, so it's going up every time.
4 duplicates for each legendary gem, and then you need 40 of these total. And that's
my favorite part about this is that there are like elements of this whaling that don't even become evident to the player unless they're already a whale. It's like you don't even know this is part of the game. It's like a fucking like solo leveling. Like you're unlocking completely new leveling that nobody else even has access to or knows exists.
3,000 duplicates to max everything out. Now you can also just buy the crest.
You are the player.
Hope that you get gems that you need, but that'll also require you to run tens of thousands of Elder Rifts. And then you have to also hope that you get what you need. And doing this is more expensive in the long run, but not by much. If you go on rate, then you can have all your gems maxed out for a similar price of like $250,000, which would bring the total to about $311,000.
$311,000.
However, in the real world, you'll find that these mega whales have more than just the minimum of 40 legendary gems. A lot of these gems that you put inside of your gems are also ones that you'd like to use yourself. So you're going to have multiples of these, and then each time new gems come out, you're going to want to get your 74 copies all over again. So in practice, you'll see that these whales will have closer to 60 max rank gems. And now this is going to cost you over $330,000 alone.
Why do people... I don't understand it. I don't get it, man. This is insane.
Or if you want to run the test yourself. So we can make a reasonable assumption as to how much it costs to max your account. Like these specific gigaways.
Like
that
$300,000.
number is $390,000.
This is the price. How much is a Lamborghini? So you can get a Lamborghini, at least one of the cheap ones, for less than being a whale in Diablo Immortal.
Again, in ideal conditions. So it's not crazy to assume that they've spent over $400,000.
Wow.
But before we go, I mentioned that we take a look at how JT is all business is doing.
How's he doing?
As he is the original whale of Diablo Immortal.
He is.
And he's probably the reason that most people know about Diablo Immortal or know that it's so paid for. So if we take a look at his account, we can see that he's no longer 5K resident, of course. He's now up to almost 12,000 residents. So he's still up there when it comes to whales, yet he's still pretty far away from maxing out his character.
Protective shield.
How does this happen?
And then looking at his normal gems, they're pretty much all ranked 9 and 10. And JT
Oh, he's got
is
some
probably
rank
one of the
nines.
few people
Yeah.
to have any normal gem at rank 10. When he ranked up a ruby to 10 over 2 years ago. He
Oh
picked
my
rubies
God.
because they're the easiest to source, since as I've mentioned, no one really likes them. And you can even see now
Wow.
that he doesn't even have the ruby socketed. So it really was just for the love of the game.
So he literally just wasted money just to make a YouTube video of him wasting money?
And then also looking
There
at his
is no
sanctum,
reason
we
to
can
be
see that
afraid
the
of my
important things are
magic.
maxed out, but
Unless
it's
you
not
give
completely
me
maxed out yet. And that's because I'm pretty sure he's taken some extended breaks.
He's
from the
taking a break from the
so
game. That's
If
good.
you're not doing this every day, then you're really not going to be able to max it out. So that's how JT
he stopped
30
playing the
seconds
game.
before you attack.
So this guy
Get ready.
invested like probably over $100,000, maybe over $200,000 into the game. But
hey,
because he didn't
Tony,
play it regularly, he's fallen behind.
Oh, you bet we are, Doreen.
If I ever see Doom again, I'm gonna.
JT's doing now, he's definitely still a big
Oh
whale,
my God.
but not even close to the giga whales, since it takes so much to reach the max level on your
Jesus
gems and
Christ.
so on. So
The
would you say it's
battle
worth it to
starts in
spend this much?
Um,
I personally never say it's worth it to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars that some people have spent, but
I personally never say it's worth it to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to have good gear in a video game. Oh, really?
I'll leave you with something to think
Oh.
about. These are people just spending money on a hobby at first. And I know I've
Yeah.
personally spent over $10,000 on the gems and gem-related things in the past few years. That's including, you know, protein and gas and all this. And that's a cheaper hobby than most. Some hobbies, like golfing specifically or collecting things, can have you spending tens of thousands of dollars a year. So for most people, it honestly starts to make sense why they've spent so much money in the game. You know, also some part of this is going to...
You don't have to do this. This is like going to a store where hamburgers are $100 whenever you could go to another store where hamburgers are $5. Why would you ever go to the store for 100? Well, actually, let's be more accurate here. You can either buy hamburgers for $60 or you could buy hamburgers for $391,000.
The gambling aspect. Some people have a little bit of a gambling
I
habit,
guess.
but it really only applies to these big whales.
Oh my God.
Have you spent that? Now,
It's not that much. It's only $10,000, guys.
I would thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you enjoyed this type of video. It's my first time trying out some sort of like commentary type
Wow.
video. And peace.
Second chance is over.
Wow. $10,000 on Diablo Immortal. Expensive one, so you don't have to hear next to poor people. Yeah, there's the video. Guys, give the video a like. I am shocked at the pricing of this kind of stuff. This is insane. I don't know how this has happened. I really don't. Would you like to be involved in the creation of a PC game? I mean, maybe one like this. Yeah, that way I can get rich. I mean, I think so. Give me 1 second.
Pulse charge, fire!
Okay, and yeah, Elon's game to play. Well, no, what I find to be really funny about this is that, yeah, sure, you do have guys that make a lot of money that play these games, but like the really, really rich guys, they don't do this. Because you've got to keep in mind, like if you're a billionaire, you're not going to be flexing with $400,000. Like that's not really a big deal to you. I mean, really think about it, right? Like a billion. If you've got $1 billion, if you've got $3 billion, $400,000 is like fucking nothing. It's nothing. It's not even a big deal. Yeah. So it's like you just do that, and so it's not even the point. You don't even have the reason to do it, but their kids do. Maybe, yeah. Like, yeah, Elon slept on the couch at the White House? I guess so, but like, damn, bro, like, this is just... And you want to know what's funny? Is that you could have probably paid somebody to play your PoE account and to get it to max rank and to do everything, to get your character to level 100 for less than you're paying to be good at this crafting. That's the craziest thing about it to me, is that you could have literally paid somebody to play a video game that's good instead of you, instead of doing who would do such a thing? Who knows? People do not want to let this go. They still think that this person is aimbotting. We got him. Catgirl using soft aimbot in Battlefield 6. Uh-oh. Disclaimer. Call of Shame is a commentary and an investigative critique channel that focuses on gameplay.
A nice deep freeze.
Okay. Anybody? Call of Shame. I like that. I haven't heard this before.
I just got King Permaband.
Oh.
Rise, my friend!
Oh. Cheating assholes. You're getting banned. Get that ass banned. Get out of here.
These cheaters have been punished by the men and women from Ricochet. All streamers are guilty until proven innocent.
Oh my God.
First joined Team EXE, a team clouded by cheaters and controversy.
Wow.
He was welcomed into the gaming community by Shimmy. By February of this year, Riley claimed his aim could now rival aim assist, posting yet more suspicious gameplay clips, once again backed by his friend Shimmy. I was very curious to know who Shimmy really was. I decided to dig deeper.
Yeah?
As his teammate, I needed more information.
Who's Shimmy?
What I found was concerning to say the least. Shimmy himself had been banned from Call of Duty for cheating using soft aim. And for those that don't know...
So the guy gassing him up was a cheater?
This cheat artificially adjusts a player's aim within a certain distance of the target.
So it's kind of like the aimbot that you'd have in console, like where you have aim assist. Where it's like, you ever play Halo back in the day and it'll kind of like move your crosshair a little bit closer to like an elite's head or something?
Pulling the crosshair toward enemy players
Yeah.
once they enter the aimbot's field of view.
Exactly. So it's not hard.
Can you remember in a recent video I showed this on Riley's gameplay with the little aim bubble? That, in essence, is how soft aim works, and I'll go into more detail on it later. But for now, I want to go back to Shimmy.
Okay.
Team EXE, or XE, whatever you want to
Yes.
call them, I don't really care. They had to make a public statement and admit he was using soft aim.
Pick
And
your
because
hero.
the
Or
situation
villain, I'm
was
not
so
judging.
public,
So they already had a cheater before in there in the first place.
they really had no other
The
option.
higher the pressure,
He
the
eventually
more
admitted to
dazzling the
cheating,
time.
knowing the game was up.
Okay. So he's actually just a... Holy fuck. The cheats were only used in casual lobbies just to farm switching clips. Sure. So
He
you're
claimed
cheating.
Clara had given him the cheats, and that he only used them once, like they always say.
Of course.
He also insisted his aim trainer scores were legitimate,
Yeah.
but that too was proven false. He cheated in those as well.
Even when it
What
crushes
really
the
stood
mind.
out to me was his
before you
reasoning.
attack.
He
Get
said he
ready.
only cheated for clips. This is
So you
exactly
just cheated for popularity and money? Oh, okay. That's totally fine. Oh, okay.
I suppose you've made
what
quite
we've
a
long
name for
suspected these
yourself.
players do.
Yeah.
That's why they keep lists of alt accounts in little text files. Because once one account gets banned, they just switch to another and keep farming those insane clips.
Riley CS captured on day 1 of the Battlefield 6,
3, 2,
Battlefield 2 beta.
all you need to
Oh
do is
boy,
capture the
Valorant
mission area.
logins. Very
Got it?
interesting. Look at that. What a
They say
fucking
that music
surprise.
brings the world together. But right now, I think we need superheroes for that.
Now it's all starting to make sense. The problem is, none of them realized he was cheating. Everyone called him a brilliant player.
I was fine. Thank you.
Oh my
The
god.
aiming community is so gullible.
Wow.
Look for yourself.
Wow, look how
All
good he
people
is.
believed he was legit, just like they do with Riley.
Doors to capture now.
The truth is, they simply don't know what cheating looks like. They haven't got a clue.
I think the reason why a lot of people don't understand it is because a lot of people think that aimbotting is like a magnetic thing where you instantly target a person's head and you never lock off of it. But what people obviously don't understand is that, as with everything else, I mean, you're going to make things like that a little bit less obvious in order to avoid detection.
A shield.
And you know things are bad when aimbot Amy is backing you. The very same person who
Wait.
vouched for Riley. Here's some gameplay where Shimmy was caught using soft aim. As I mentioned earlier, soft aim works when a cheater initially misses the target. Then
I
the
want to say also that if this is the audio and this is the video that's caught whenever this person was caught using soft aim, isn't it interesting that their movement and their pattern is the exact same as
Keep going.
the Battlefield Catgirl one? It's the exact same. Do you remember what I said before about how it always centered in on center mass and the body right underneath the head? That's crazy.
automated aim correction gradually pulls the crosshair toward the enemy.
Yep.
It can fool the human eye, but not AI. And this is when my cheat analysis comes in.
No.
Instant. He's detected for soft aim. So, this is what my software detected. A micro adjustment to the center of the player's bounding box. This is simply not natural, especially since it had already flagged similar pattern matches before this. Players miss targets all the time. The issue isn't the flip, it's the micro adjustments that follow. Sometimes they're subtle, sometimes obvious, but either way, we can still detect them.
Man.
First they miss, then the aim gently pulls toward the enemy, and it's not constant. Sometimes they'll toggle the cheat off and play another 20 minutes legitimately. It's all about farming the right clips.
Yeah, of course.
Remember the guy who defended Riley CS? He tried to argue it's not cheating because anyone with enough
Emma
practice
Frost
can snap
never
like that.
surrenders.
Then you just practice that for 5 hours a day for 3 years, and you get the absolute aim demons that you see popping up today. Again, for some, gaming is just a bit of time to chill out and relax. For others, it's about drinking 3 white monsters and trying to beat your personal best in an aim training, or farming some clips.
But in Shimmy's own confession, he admitted to spending 3,000 hours in an aim training.
That's a lot.
And he was still caught using an aimbot.
Well, it's
Man,
not.
how do you, dude? How do you cheat whenever you have all of them? This is crazy. Optimus's worst downvoted video to date. I think that a lot of people, there was definitely a lot of pressure to avoid criticizing this, like, the Battlefield 6 Riley CS cheater person, because people thought, I don't even know, like, whether is this person trans or not. I don't even fucking know. But either way, I think that there was a lot of people that didn't want to criticize it because the person was trans and because people are being labeled as transphobic for criticizing them. That's it. Who cares? I don't think anybody really gives a shit.
That argument is weak and should never be used to justify someone as legit. It's not about the snaps, it's about the aim correction. This is Shin's own gameplay recorded on Aim Trainer. Looks pretty solid, right?
Sure.
Well, now we know he was actually using an aimbot. So anyone claiming that great aim from Aim Trainer alone proves legitimacy can throw that argument out the window. I've just proven it false. When Carl Jost put out a video attempting to defend Riley CS, I was honestly confused because he has some actually pretty amazing videos.
He does.
And then I quickly realized why he did it. If you're going to make an impartial video, you should never let a blatant cheater dictate how you tell your story.
I would be happy to talk and share my side of everything. Oh, so he just talked to him. Well, I guess, oh, big surprise.
I've seen a lot of opinions about Riley CS recently.
Yeah.
While everyone is entitled to their own opinion, the defenses of him are simply misguided. I've written an entire PhD-level white paper on computer vision-based cheats, and the...
4, 3,
Oh.
2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
No.
I'm beginning to think I should have stayed.
Oh, no.
I have suffered severe damage.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go, guys.
urgent need for anti-cheats to step up against AI-driven exploits.
Wow.
In it, I go in depth on soft aim technology and the broader dangers that modern AI...
Bro, this guy's actually...
This is real firepower!
So you've got a PhD versus...
The mission area is yours to capture now.
versus some retard? Oh, no. This guy's eyes for cheaters? Yeah.
Over the past 6 months, I've been investigating, researching, and reverse engineering external cheat devices to determine the most effective ways to combat them in first-person shooters.
Yeah?
The result is a groundbreaking anti-cheat
Look at all the sources and everything. Oh my god.
system. This system uses the same class of computer vision technology that powers self-driving cars, but applies it to gaming. It doesn't just record gameplay, it monitors every pixel of every frame in real time. With
Is it... Bro, the title of this video is We Got Him. We got him.
You're ready for action.
multiple tools constantly analyzing for unnatural behavior.
Oh no.
Measure key factors such as crosshair velocity, trajectory smoothness, aim decay, overall entropy, and the entry speed of the crosshair into bounding boxes.
I'll patch you up.
This data is recorded, patterned, and processed through dedicated
God.
data nodes, building a signature of behavior that separates human play from assisted aim. But this is precisely how we are able to detect soft aimbots reliably and early. The human eye cannot reliably spot soft aim because it is deliberately programmed to mimic natural play, as I
Sure, yeah, of course.
explain in detail in my white paper. Watch closely as Guardian flags the same robotic smoothness, repeated consistently across multiple identical patterns. And just like that, we can expose soft aimbotting with confidence. The yellow boxes are Guardian's overlays, creating its own bounding boxes on top of the cheat visuals. This allows
So basically what he's doing is he's looking for any time that a player makes a movement that is so erratic that it's outside of human behavior, it can detect it at a frame-by-frame basis and then measure it. Oh my god. This guy actually, yeah, he reverse engineered. Oh no.
Record precise data directly from the cheater's
It analyzes
gameplay.
the pattern, yeah.
The robotic, slow aim movement that tracks toward the enemy is then detected with high confidence.
Do you think this is legit? You're dumb? Really? I don't know. I think this seems pretty obvious. You could do something like this. I mean, I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious. Seems pretty simple.
While
Yeah.
the cheats are visible on screen, this highlights how effectively Guardian confirms aimbot
Yeah.
activity. The pattern is matched, the cheat is detected, and the data nodes execute flagging this behavior. To the human eye, it may look like natural gameplay, but that's exactly the design. These so-called professional gamers and overnight experts claim Riley CS isn't cheating because much like this clip, they simply can't spot soft aimbotting. Aimbots are engineered to mimic human-like behavior, and they have no idea what they're really looking at. It's built to evade the human eye, and they fell for it.
So this guy used he used the self-driving car AI to determine this? Yeah. Is this AI
Now that you've
slop?
seen what's-
This is
You'll need
AI
a
slop
top-notch
that's
team
being
to win this
designed
one.
with AI slop in order to detect other AI slop. This is like 3rd or 4th level.
Soft aim looks like. Let's compare Riley CS side by side with Shimmy. But
don't have to
I'm
be
going to
a
use the
witch
actual
to find the
gameplay that
magic
got
in
him
this
banned.
But it does
The
help.
gameplay is identical. The same snap
Yep.
behavior is there, but let's be clear, the snap itself is not.
And you guys remember, this was the thing that made me suspicious. It was the fact that every single time that this person zeroed in on the character, it always zeroed in on the backpack of the character.
There is no
cheat.
reason to
The
be
soft
afraid of
aimbot
my
is the
magic.
mechanical autocorrection that takes
'Cause
over
that's
as the
what really
crosshair
fucked
nears
me.
the target.
Is that what you
The
said?
so-called
Yeah.
pro players and Riley defenders from that strange little list they
30
created
seconds before
just
you
don't
attack.
recognize what
Get
soft
ready.
aim really looks like. So they gaslight the clips by overanalyzing and debunking
Yep.
the snaps.
I think, wow.
So
I mean, how can I compare?
the person that
Don't-
he's friends
don't
with that was
compare.
on the same
You
team
just
as him,
spread your
who has the same gameplay as him, was also accused of cheating. But accusing this person of cheating is transphobia.
Battle starts in 5.
How about that?
4, 3,
What a surprise.
2,
Who could have
1.
guessed?
Ready to capture the available area?
But the snaps were never the issue.
Let's go!
What matters is the underlying soft aim correction, and here, the gameplay is a dead match. It's exactly the same. This is a closed case. There's nothing more to be said.
Wow.
Same org, same software, same circle of friends, same community. They can't defend it, so instead they make lists of people they claim are credible. They even included Huskers and Metaphor, 2 clowns who think anyone that kills them must be using an aimbot. I brought facts to the table, and what did they bring? Permanently banned streamers and washed content creators. I did run Riot.
Well, I think it's also, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, all you need to do is if you can run this through an AI analysis on a pixel by pixel basis, and then basically through a million different iterations, figure out what is within human capacity of behaving, and then be like, oh, okay, this is totally different. I think this is case closed, right? I mean, like, that's it.
Gameplay through Guardian TrueSight, and while it clearly picked up soft aim-like behavior, the analysis was based on
That's what he did?
all
Yeah.
data sets. Those models are much smaller than what we're building for Battlefield, which means some detections were missed. When presenting evidence of cheating,
Reborn from the
I need it
chaos.
to be 100% accurate. No room for doubt. Once the Battlefield datasets are fully integrated
Yeah, you
with
can see it
TrueSight,
right there.
I'll release a complete video showcasing all of the findings. Look,
So wait a minute, this isn't even the final version? Oh god, I love this. This is amazing. Is it case closed until Riley is it banned and Call of Shame comes out as a clown? Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, do we really need a video telling us a cheater's a cheater? Well, I wasn't sure that they were a cheater. Right? I wasn't sure that they were a cheater at all. Like, I mean, if I had to guess, I assumed they were cheating, right? I thought they were cheating. But like, I mean, I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, that's what I said before.
Look, the evidence out there to show Riley cheating is excellent. The micro adjustments and aim corrections just ignored. The previous bans on platforms for cheating in multiplayer games.
This area is ours for the taking.
They already got banned before for cheating?
This area is ours for the taking.
All gone.
What are we doing? What is this? Oh my god!
Ignore. Valorant login, suspicious macro config files, ignored. Crosshair overlays, you guessed it, ignored. A member of Team XC. The little aiming club surrounded in controversy that will use propaganda to gaslight members caught cheating, ignored. The fact that EA never featured his gameplay, even though it went viral with nearly 100 million views, completely ignored. On the second week of the beta, he failed to play on his original account due to a potential soft ban, yet was able to load another account, already leveled.
Wait, so the first account that they played as, they weren't playing at it for the second...
And play perfectly fine, ignored.
Man.
Banned from multiple Battlefield forums because they know he's cheating.
They banned me, LOL.
The only people defending this guy are radical groups and mouse and keyboard players, as they somehow believe it's an attack on their gameplay.
Well, I think that also what happened with this is that because the person was part of an identity group, people were afraid to criticize them because criticism of this person was being mislabeled as criticism of the identity group. I think that's very usually what happened. Yeah, bingo. Yeah, of course, right? I mean, that's it. It's always the same. Yeah, definitely. It's just idiots defending them. Well, people, like a lot of people, especially like people in these teams, right? Like they don't want to come out and say they think this person's cheating. Number one, because like a lot of people, like you can't be sure about it. Most people are not really sure about it. I mean, whenever you're talking about like an AI system that's been developed like on a PhD level that can detect whether somebody is behaving in a way that's inauthentic, whoa, okay, that's definitely going to convince me a lot more than like a professional player saying, I think this might be real. That's the difference.
Developers insist this person is cheating. And their so-called defense, they copied his tweet and gaslighted it.
Yeah.
And simply ignored it. They even pretended to be Battlefield 6 developers to virtue signal for the Catgirl tweet. We all compared Riley's footage to Shimmy. It's near identical. I ran it through my AI anti-cheat software and it found him guilty. And their defense? He didn't cheat because he said so. And everyone's...
didn't cheat because he said so.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
That settles that. All right, well, I guess we don't have to think about this anymore.
Saying he is cheating are transphobic, hating Nazis with a KD of 0.3. That's the mentality of these people. That is their defense, and it's diabolical. I find Riley CS guilty.
Yeah.
Game over.
It is crazy that a person who is friends with a person who is an aimbotter, who previously got banned for cheating, and whose gameplay is identical to the person who got banned for aimbotting, is considered to be innocent. I mean, I don't know, guys. It seems kind of bad.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Please be sure to like the video, and I'll be sure to keep you all updated on any.
That's really fucking funny.
I'm Call of Shame. God bless.
Call of Shame.
On the other side.
I've never seen this before. Wow. Okay, well, there we go. Ah, man. They were trained by the same aim master? Yes, that aim master was in fact a computer, though. Yeah, either you have evidence or you don't. Nobody holds the truth. Well, I mean, oh, there's the video right there. Give it a like. Call of Shame. I love this. and Guardian TrueSight, the gold standard for computer vision cheat detection. I mean, I would definitely go based off of that, right? I definitely would. We need more of this. Yeah, I love this, and I guess so. He's been a cheater for years. This AI shit is recent. Well, I guess so, right? I mean, Chatter's defending an obvious cheater. I think that some people don't like. I'm not certain that the like. I mean, at this point, like 90. Like, I mean, if you have an AI detection and it's able to like, and this is like a PhD level AI detection. Am I going to really listen to the PhD level AI detection, or am I going to listen to like a few pro players? I mean, geez, guys, I really wonder. And so, like, yeah, I'm going to listen to the fucking machine, because like, and this is what I think is funny, is that like people think that there's any level of machine-assisted gameplay that they can detect machine-assisted gameplay at all. The human, like one of the fastest people in the world has like maybe an 80 to 100 millisecond reaction, right? Computers operate on microseconds. So the idea that you can't figure, like, that you're going to be able to like outmaneuver and be able to see through a computer and be able to identify this and be certain about it is totally wrong. It's naive. And it's like, yeah, nanoseconds, yeah, they're operating in yeah, you're right, in nanoseconds, right? And so you have like a one versus, like a computer is probably, I don't know, probably, it can probably react 100,000 times faster than a human being can. Like, it's not even faster than that, probably like infinitely faster. And so any of this type of behavior that looks legitimate doesn't necessarily mean that it's legitimate. Yeah, billions of times faster? Maybe you're right. I mean, I have no idea. And so anyway, yeah, so we have drive assistance. Yeah, you can simply tell by the movement. Yeah, I mean, and that was another thing that I said before, is that whenever you looked at a lot of these other pro players with really great aim, you would also see them that had really great movement and really great awareness. But whenever you see somebody that the only thing that they have is really good aim, and then also there's all these accusations of cheating, they've been banned before. I mean, again, you can never be certain about everything, but in a lot of cases you can, you know, build a fucking, like, what's the word for it? You can build a profile, I guess. I think that's the best way to say it.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Support lines are overwhelmed, and customers are getting hung up on as they try to figure out what's going on after tens of thousands of games have been removed from itch.io and Steam. These gamers are just trying to get answers, but nobody from Visa seems to have a clear explanation. In the meantime, MasterCard has released an official statement for this issue. Both Steam and itch.io are facing a massive wave of censorship. On itch.io, the platform completely de-indexed all adult content from search and browse pages. This was a drastic move, which itch.io confirmed they had to make to protect the platform's core payment infrastructure. But this isn't just an itch.io problem. Steam has also been quietly delisting games.
They've been fucking around with Japan on this for years. This is something that the creator of Nier Automata, Yoko Taro, has talked about this for years. People didn't really pay attention or care that much because it was a localized issue and we're in an American, Western, English-speaking internet sphere. But it's been an issue for a bit.
For the first initial ones, more games are getting removed from Steam, even some with very little adult content. The reason for all this is intense pressure from networks like Visa and MasterCard, or even other ones like PayPal and Stripe. Although some want to just blame Steam for removing.
See, that's another one real quick, is that PayPal also does this shit too. So everybody getting mad at Steam and sorry, at Visa and MasterCard, totally fair, but they do not have a monopoly on being full of shit. PayPal also is full of shit.
Steam, they essentially had no choice. In a post Collective Scout made trying to celebrate, as they really only care about censoring as many things as possible, they specifically...
Objectification of women is the problem, was the excuse? Why is objectifying women bad? I think it's great. Who decided it's bad?
mention how they tried to get Steam to listen to them for months, but obviously never listened. So they had to take it a step further and complain to payment processors instead, which is where these companies like Visa and MasterCard were able to abuse their power and force games to get removed. Now, itch.io is taking a two-part approach to this problem. The first is a long-term plan, finding new payment partners who are more accepting of a wider range of content. This is a crucial step for the platform to become less dependent on the rules of a few powerful machines.
I think that you have to have regulation, and while a free market could solve this problem in the long term, it also doesn't account for... So there are things that companies with monopoly status do to exercise that control that transcends their reach of the scope of their business, such as lobbying and trying to advocate for regulations that effectively act as a barrier to entry to competitors that are trying to enter into the same market. So I don't think that there's, like, the idea of a free market, I think, is kind of an illusion. And I think in this circumstance, that's what's happening right now.
Fix the underlying issues of these payment processors controlling what gets sold. It gives itch.io a fighting chance to bring back the removed content and continue supporting adult games. Itch.io has begun relisting some free adult games. This is a huge piece of the puzzle. Since these games don't require a payment processor, their return proves that the issue isn't with itch.io or Steam's rules, but with the financial companies themselves.
Of course it
is.
is.
Like we talked about in our last video, gamers aren't having any of it and are now using the same tactics Collective Show used to express their complaints to payment processors. Like
you have to use the Karen's ancient magic against them. You have to use it. I know it's blood magic, and it might not feel good, but you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. You're gonna end up dead.
Visa and
By fire with
MasterCard.
fire.
I am actively seeing more reports of users calling these companies to complain, and this organized effort is having a visible effect on their customer service. Support staff are now clearly overwhelmed. I have seen a bunch of reports and stories from people who have said they called Visa and then would just get hung up on, which I 100% believe because every time I've called Visa, I would get a similar response. It would start off great, but as soon as the customer service agent on the other end realized what I was talking about, whether it was because I mentioned Steam or video games or censorship, they would instantly speak over me, tell me to send an email, and then just hang up. Even if I didn't stop talking, they would just sigh and repeat the same response over and over. Another time, the Visa rep just reread the
I
Visa.
kind of want to call him and see, but I'm worried I would get in trouble. Like, that's the only reason I don't do it on stream right now.
Before you attack.
If it wasn't for that, I would do it on stream right this second.
Email we talked about in our previous video before hanging up, like that was supposed to fix the issue. Every call had nearly the exact same response from Visa saying to email so they can send you this.
The reason why is I think they told Chance not to call Blizzard on stream, like way back in the day. And like, if there is a way that they could probably give me a vacation, I think that they would. And so I try to play it by the rules, and I don't like pushing it, right? I don't want to push it.
All you need to do is capture the mission area.
And then they would just hang up. With every call having a similar response, it seems extremely likely that the Visa support staff was briefed on the situation and what to say. Or in this case, say pretty much nothing at all, and then just hang up. It seems pretty clear that Visa is now getting overwhelmed by the backlash, although some will say don't annoy these innocent employees who have no say in the matter. Well, this is the exact strategy Collective Show used.
No. Yeah, exactly. They shouldn't have done it then. Yeah, you never... The thing is that if something feels bad to do, then you'll lose to the person who doesn't care. Always do what works. Bring a gun to a gunfight. That's it.
It works. So if Visa seems to be getting tired over the phone, it doesn't seem like gamers are stopping anytime soon. The goal is to make Visa realize that if they want to listen to these activist groups, like Collective Show, the backlash will be much larger.
That's right.
Now, as I'm making this video, even MasterCard has responded to the situation. Previously, we had Visa, and now it's MasterCard, saying clarifying recent headlines on gaming content.
They're trying to roach out, but nobody wants to let them.
MasterCard has not evaluated any game or required restrictions of any activity on game creator sites and platforms, contrary to media reports and allegations. our payment network follows standards based on the rule of law. Put simply, we allow all lawful purchases on our network. At the same time, we require merchants to have appropriate controls to ensure MasterCard cards cannot be used for unlawful purchases, including illegal adult content. So very similar to Visa, they're pretty much saying that they allow all lawful purchases and really only go after illegal adult content. But within just hours of this being posted, it has...
Why is illegal adult content, like, you'd have to go after all illegal content. It's not like adult content is somehow uniquely bad. Like illegal adult content is the same as illegal content, period. You're obligated to stop all of it. Why would you even add that qualifier? Well, I'll tell you why they'd add the qualifier. It's because they're fucking lying. That's the reason why.
Been community noted, saying both Steam and Itch have stated their removal of adult content came from pressure by payment processors, including MasterCard.
Yep.
Furthermore, MasterCard and other payment processors have a documented history of refusing service to Japanese retailers over legal adult content. So although both Visa and MasterCard are trying to deny it, their history speaks for itself. Although these obviously aren't
because it shows that it isn't the response that you want, but even if they capitulated and they gave us what we wanted, that still wouldn't be what I would want. The problem fundamentally is that this weapon is available to use. The solution is removing this as a weapon. That's the problem.
I won't make the same mistakes again.
Like you have to figure out a way to hold these people liable on a legal level, or a legal level. That's the main issue.
Have these payment processor companies attention, and if we potentially keep up the pressure, they will have to listen. Stripe, which is one of the main payment processors used on itch.io, has directly addressed the situation. They confirmed that they will not be able to support adult content that fits the following definition: content designed for sexual gratification.
Mistakes again.
Okay.
Be right back.
If they are exercising any sort of publishing discretion, then they should be held accountable as publishers. Period. Sure. Okay. That's fine. And so if you are exercising your own discretion and you are deciding what services are happening and not happening, and you are going above and beyond the law, then the next time somebody makes an illegal payment with Stripe, I think the government should sue them.
I'm as flawless
and they should find them, and they should do it over and over and over again until they stop doing this. That's it. No, they have protections. Take them away. Yeah, arrest their executives. Yeah, exactly. And so that's it's simple. Like, I don't want to be ruled over by a bunch of random fucks that work at some payment processor company that decide which adult content people shouldn't be able to see. It's not up to them. It shouldn't be up to them. They're actively subverting the will of the people. This is something that should be decided democratically by a public decision, by a law, and they are acting as if they are the law. Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. Yeah, if you don't want to, if you want to have the power of publishing and the power of censorship, then you also need the accountability of whenever those accounts and whenever things bad happen on your website. Yeah, take the protection away. Yeah, exactly. They're payment processors, they have no say. Exactly. Payment processors aren't politicians. Exactly. Yeah, it's easy money. The civilians can even do an unlawful purchase. Maybe they didn't know it was illegal via Stripe, which guarantees its lawfulness. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, the way I would handle this, my viewpoint on solving this problem is always direct personal accountability. I try to find one individual in a group of individuals, and I make an example out of that person, and then nobody else does it. That's what the government needs to do. They need to find a person at this company that they can hold personally liable. And the moment that you do that, all of these problems disappear. The reason why these problems happen is because nobody thinks that anything's going to happen.
Also wanted to pass this message along. Stripe is currently unable to support sexually explicit content due to restrictions placed on them by their banking partners. Despite card networks generally supporting adult content with the appropriate registrations, Stripe has indicated that they hope to be able to support adult
It's the banks that are the problem. It's not Stripe.
content in the future, which is a bit interesting because they say
They're a private company. They can deny service to whoever they want. It's the same legal standing as the bakery a few years ago that refused to make a gay wedding cake. Okay, that's fine. They want to deny service to whoever they want. Okay. Well, then I'm going to take away the thing to where they're not accountable. You see, like, these companies exist with a tremendous amount of privileges that allow them to exist by the government. If you held these companies accountable for what they were doing and what they were making money on, they would instantly be shut down. These companies can only exist because they are propped up by an apparatus of privilege. So this entire idea that they're a private company so they can do whatever they want. Okay, if you're a private company, then you should be treated like a private company. You shouldn't have a bunch of privileges. You can have one or the other. You can't have both. That's the problem.
They want to support adult content in the future, but due to their banking partners, they can't. This raises the next question. Who are these banking partners? When Stripe explains why they can't work with certain businesses, they point directly to the strict rules and regulations of payment networks like Visa and MasterCard. This proves that even though Stripe in this situation is the direct processor, they are still under the control of these larger networks like Visa and MasterCard. If you remember this elevated risk line from Visa's email, well, it's back. When Stripe explains businesses that pose a brand risk, pornography is included. Financial institutions and payment networks care about the brand and reputational risk that associated businesses pose. There are a set of businesses that our financial partners do not want to be associated with, even if there is a market demand for them. Stripe doesn't independently reject
I wonder
businesses.
if any of the people that work at these companies that are executive leadership or on the board or in the Epstein list. I wonder. I don't know. Maybe.
Is based on brand risk. We have many unpopular businesses and causes on Stripe, but we are at times obliged to enforce the restrictions of our partners. This confirms what we've seen before. Visa and MasterCard have the power to force companies to follow their rules. They don't necessarily have to be a direct payment processor on a platform like itch.io. They just have to be somewhere in the payment chain to have complete control.
Exactly.
Stripe even further explains this when they try
to weakest link in the chain type thing.
Work with a startup, but were forced to stop after their financial partners did not agree.
Yep.
So although Visa claims
they are lying, they are straight up fucking lying. I think this is the way that I think you could
You'll need a
call this
team
bluff,
to win this one.
but I don't think that it would actually work because somehow these companies are too powerful. If you requested data on yourself, because there are people that are blocked from using these banks, and if you did it in one of these European countries where the company was required to give you all of the data that it has on you, and it didn't give you that data, but you know that you were blocked, you could sue them, theoretically. I think it's called GDPR.
Don't moderate content. They simply just force any company they're working with to follow their rules, or they won't work with them. This shows a very dangerous power dynamic, where a few powerful financial companies can dictate what is
that's one way to do it.
even when the content is perfectly legal. But as Itch has confirmed, they are currently in talks with new payment processors, which will hopefully be a step in the right direction. I have reached out to Bell for a statement on if they will be looking for new payment processors or going to be re-adding crypto as an option. So if I hear back, I will for sure give you an update. Of course, these aren't solutions that will fix the underlying problem, as it seems like we will need the government to get involved. But
the government has to be involved. You need regulation to ensure free markets. The first thing that people that are resourceful and Machiavellian do in a free market is make it not a free market anymore. Anybody with any brain knows that.
And to control that huge platform, so they don't have to follow the rules of these payment processes.
And by the way, those are the people that always win. They always come out ahead every single time.
The outcome of this situation will have a long-lasting impact on gamers and developers everywhere. Will platforms like Steam find a stable solution, or will this be a permanent shift in what kind of content is allowed online?
it's going to be a big shift, I think. And I think that this shift is already existing. It's just that we don't know about it. I totally support this, by the way. I think this guy's great. He's made a number of videos about this topic. I agree with all of them. Make sure to get him a sub. Water CS2. Obviously not playing CS, but, you know, it's close enough. Won't the government do the same thing? No, the government doesn't do the same thing at all. Absolutely not. I called Visa 3 times today, and they resort to a script about not supporting illegal content. They're literally lying to save face. Regulation appears to be the only way forward. Yes, you have to regulate them. And the thing is that, like, I feel like we could have... Here's the problem with JD Vance, okay? Is that if it wasn't for that whole couch fiasco, we could probably have a really good ally that would understand this problem that would work with us. But, like, because of the whole couch thing, I feel like yeah, use a call repeater? Yeah, he's approved? Yeah, well, exactly, right? You want to do it? Well, he's not the government. If you want to be the government, that'd be fucking great. But he's not. And so what's the couch fiasco? Nobody knows. And Vance will ban porn totally. No guy is going to ban porn. It's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. The UN responded too. Really? I didn't even know that. Well, anyway, so Kotaku, Valve did respond to the accusation that Visa is doing it just to remove illegal content. Valve has responded. This happened yesterday after I ended my stream. In a statement to Kotaku, a spokesperson for Valve said that while MasterCard did not communicate it directly, concerns did come through payment processor and banking intermediaries. They said that payment processors rejected Valve's current guidelines for moderating illegal content on Steam, citing MasterCard's Rule 5.12.7. MasterCard did not communicate directly with Valve. What is this here? And did not communicate directly with Valve. And this, despite our request to do so, MasterCard doesn't want to communicate directly with Valve because they're afraid to. Because if they communicate directly, they show their hand. And they also can be held liable. So they're doing this through an intermediary so they can maintain deniability. That's what they're doing. It's crazy how this is a huge billion-dollar company, and it's so in front. Like, everybody knows this. JD is Palantir, though. Good. Palantir can figure out whether they're lying or not. If anybody can, it's the Seeing Stones. Holy fuck. Anyway, let's go back. We're going to finish this. Valve's statement sent over the email to Kotaku reads, MasterCard communicated with payment processors and they're acquiring banks. Payment processors communicated this with Valve, and we replied by outlining Steam policies in 2018, attempting to distribute games that are legal for distribution. Payment processors rejected this and we decided MasterCard's rule as a risk to the MasterCard brand. A merchant must not submit to its acquirer. A customer must not submit to the interchange system any transaction that is illegal or in the sole discretion of the corporation may damage the goodwill of the corporation or reflect negatively on the marks. So there it is. They literally have a rule that says that they don't process transactions for reasons, because this is a very important word here, right? Let's go ahead and let's look at this word. This word right here is it's not and, it's not like, it's not such as. So this is drawing a distinction between any transaction that is legal, and there is a second distinction that they are making, which is anything that at the sole discretion of the corporation may damage the goodwill of the brand. So you can see very fucking clearly that it is not just illegal content. They are lying. Everybody knew that they are lying. They exposed themselves as lying, and that's all there is to it. It says may, exactly, because they're doing that in order to give themselves the largest amount of doing this. Read article 1 of 200 EU law. Payment processors are committing a crime. An antitrust lawsuit is already in the works. Good. Absolutely good. If any politicians from the EU want to talk about that lawsuit or want any sort of promotion on it, and they want any insight, I have full, my DMs are open. They can message me if they want to come on my stream. I'll make a video about it and spread the word. Violations of Rule 5127 can result in fines, audits, or companies being dropped from the payment processors. There you go. Why is it more damaging to the brand than people wanting to find an alternate payment processor? They're speedrunning competition. Because it's not about brand damage, it's about control. Brand damage is just another way of saying control in a euphemism. They really want to be able to control you. That's it. Japan's doing the same. Yeah, I'd be glad to talk to anybody like that. I would prefer if it was English, because obviously it would be hard for people to understand, but I'd do whatever I needed to do. If the sale, oh, it goes on. This is, you're right. I did forget about this. I missed a paragraph. It goes on, the sale of a product or service, including an image which is patently offensive and lacks serious artistic value, such as, by the way of example and not limitation, images of non-consensual sexual behavior, sexual exploitation of a minor, non-consensual mutilation of a person or body part, and bestiality, or other material that the corporation deems unacceptable to sell in connection with a mark. Bullshit. The only one there that's actually against the law is sexual exploitation of a minor and non-consensual sexual behavior in some circumstances that are actual real people. But if you're talking about non-consensual mutilation, there are plenty of video games that have that right now. It's offensive. Yeah, that's every shooter video game. This is outrageous. Nobody should be putting up with this. And we should not have a random-ass fucking company telling us what kind of stuff we're allowed to see. SFO had a video, 2019. MasterCard is the final boss. It's been delisted from his channel, but there are re-uploads. Might be something worth watching. Well, I might watch that. I didn't even know about that. Never heard about that. So yeah, what about movies with the rape scene? They're making it up as they go. They decide and make whatever decision they want based off of what they feel like exercising. By the way, you will never know if this decision came from MasterCard, thieves who steal from every transaction. MasterCard often tells partners to censor without doing it directly. They are playing cloak and dagger games. That is exactly what they're doing. They need to come out and express this clearly. And also, I feel like if they're communicating this way, can't they just pull their chat logs and see what they're saying? I mean, why do we have the Patriot Act if we can't figure out what these people are saying? Yeah, I'm so fucking tired of this. This is so annoying. Yeah, maybe we'll see what happens. I talked to him a little bit, and you know, like we're very much aligned with this being a problem. I think this is a huge issue. Absolutely. True full audit corporations, it's unconstitutional.
Still so much to do.
Well, it's bullshit. I don't care whether it's unconstitutional or not. It's fucking bullshit. Because the government's run by the bank. You know what? You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And it's fucking ridiculous, isn't it? It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. The whole point is that things aren't bad. It's simply overreaching police issues. They have no right policing. It's not about us wanting this garbage. Yes, exactly. And I think it's a huge issue. And I do think that we should keep putting the pressure on them. And the best way to put the pressure on them is to be able to, what do you call it? That distracted me. Is to have the government do it. The government has to be the one that does this more than anything.
Behold the god of thunder! I am Asgard's might!
Gambling, I think, actually is becoming so fucking corrosive that it might be straight up destroying society soon. Because so many people don't understand gambling.
The major news outlets won the first security election with Trump. It wasn't even a polling group or a political organization. Instead, it was polling. Everyone.
Well, they already. That's not true. They called the election for tomorrow. And they said that the election was going to. Oh yeah, it's going to be a sweep and it's fine. The reason why Polymarket was taken seriously is because all of the polls and like, you think I'm going to trust CNN? Fuck no. I'm going to trust some pollster? Absolutely not. I'm going to trust where people put their fucking money.
The punch, confirming the results, Alex before it hit the news. It's not the only reason they can have it. In the wake of the election, the FBI raped the home of Polymarket CEO, Shane Cox, confiscated his phone, although he wasn't actually arrested. So who could this be so certain? Polymarket is a relatively new company. It offers people a different way to gamble. Users can buy shares in the outcomes of real-world events, with the odds depending on what people are willing to pay for either result.
Yeah, exactly. Like, everything has been commodified into a gamble, into a parlay. Every single aspect of existence. Super Bowl, Daniel Penny guilty, TikTok being banned, like highest grossing movie, everything.
practice a completely deregulated system using USDT. And Polymarket's About page is keen to tell you that there is no house and they don't actually take a cut of the wages or have any stake in the outcome. It also says that the rate was nothing more than political punishment from the outgoing administration. But the whole site does seem to accept
I don't know.
an illegal grey area. Polymarket's detractors have accused of being another shady crypto experiment designed to take people's money. While the company itself and the supporters see it as a less exploitative improvement on gambling and the future of an industry that's always going to exist. But before we keep
is it good or bad that it exists? I think that it is. I'm not a fan of gambling at all, but I don't think that you can stop people from doing it. And I think that actually you can, but too many people in the U.S. like gambling.
Ask these
they love it.
Like deeper into Polymarkets, we need to take a step back and consider the context of what is happening here. These days, gambling is everywhere. It's had a massive effect on culture, most notably in the world of sports. Until recently, though, there were lots of barriers for entry to betting on sports. To do it legally, you generally needed to go into an actual brick-and-mortar store. There are ID checks and other barriers to entry, so competitive days would take a lot more time to start wagering. Gambling.
Have you guys ever driven by a gambling place and you saw the people that were outside of it that are looking like the fucking lost souls at the beginning in the Undead Asylum of Dark Souls 1? Where they're just like, they're sitting there holding their scratch cards in their head, leaned up against the fucking pavement. Yeah, oh my god.
On TV as well, but there were still restrictions.
Look like heroin addicts, they do.
Pretty steady over time, but today it's a completely different story. And now people are gambling on every single thing in society, from which movies hit in the box office.
That's right.
Persons coming to power. All these wars of one. In 2018, the U.S. Supreme Court reversed a federal ban on sports betting, leaving it up to the states to decide. Most have chosen to leave it, which also coincided with the rise of mobile gambling apps.
And you're gonna have more. Well, actually, it's pretty much all of them legalized, so it doesn't even matter.
Since 2018, there's also been a massive rise in the amount of people with gambling addiction problems. Both surveys and charities running.
What are the odds? What a coincidence! Why is that happening? I wonder.
Gambling addiction hotlines have confirmed this. A research paper by Steffi Shapiro from the University of South Carolina shows that sports and betting have an almost symbiotic relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
The rise in popularity of one leads to more attention for the other and vice versa.
That's right, because people that aren't into sports but they like gambling get into sports so they can gamble on sports. And the people that aren't into gambling will get into gambling because they're really good at sports and they've watched a lot, so they think that they can win. Yeah, exactly. Why? Because they think they can make free money. That's why. It's simple. I'm happy to talk about crypto gambling sites if you want, how predatory they are. I lost almost 80k crypto on there. That's a lot of money, man.
Time, the two industries have become completely enmeshed. We've seen similar results in the UK, where regulations have been lapsed for years. Now nearly every football team in the UK has a betting company logo on their jersey. Gambling ads.
And and also, do you remember how in order to watch a football game, you have to tell the TV that you're 18 years old? Oh, that's right. That's because you can do that. These gambling ads are targeting children. And basically, like, kids are getting farmed into gambling extremely early on now.
Now, almost randomly stopped during sports programming in the US. American football and frequent pauses have even let them sneak in between individual plays. And this video
the NFL is running way too many sports betting ads. They're going to keep doing it. And also, it's even happening in esports now, too. I feel like Counter-Strike is kind of the mining canary for that. But I think it's going to continue happening for other sports as well.
To say that gambling as a whole is a terrible thing, but it's the positive association with gambling.
Gambling is terrible. There's no positive thing that gambling will ever add to your life. Gambling can only be a negative. It is a net negative to society, and everybody in the entire world would be better off collectively if it never happens.
There could be slightly concerned, and we're not just talking about sports. We're talking about kid gambling.
Oh!
Gambling on anything.
Oh, we got the kids on it. All right.
The UK Gambling Commission noted a massive rise in problems with gambling among 11 to 17-year-olds. The amount of when you're getting kids who would qualify as having problems with gambling was 0.7% to 1.5% in the space of a single year. These are children who have been having problems with hard gambling, but a different kind of softer gambling has been promoted to children for years through predatory practices that have become common in video games. As games have evolved, companies realized they could make far more money through a so-called freemium model. The basic
Well,
game...
it's not about being freemium, it's about having gambling features. That's where the money really comes from.
Play is usually free, with added content, cosmetics, or even in-game advantages costing extra. The real money comes in from game purchases and microtransactions. Over time, they found out that the best way to make the most money with the system was to create an in-game casino system. They started as a way for players with less time on their hands to access items they could otherwise grind for. However, this wasn't enough for some companies, so they turned to the one business proficient at ensuring its customers' return: casinos. And things started to spiral out of control when companies saw how much players spent on loot boxes. Games like Call of Duty would start introducing loot boxes to reward players with cosmetic items. Nothing that would ever enhance the gameplay or even give you any money back. Players loved changing the appearance of their main character to suit themselves better, and add their own identity to the character. Finding new items became a fun little gimmick that came with leveling up. Loot boxes triggered feelings similar to what one might